The wisdom behind small creatures in your home. My dear brothers and sisters, have you ever paused to wonder why Allah allows even the tiniest of His creations to enter your home? You see an ant crawling across the floor, a spider weaving its web in the corner, a moth circling your lamp, or a fly buzzing around your meal. And you might think, it's just random. But remember, nothing in this universe happens without purpose. Not a leaf falls, not a drop of rain descends, nor does a single insect step into your home without the permission of Allah. Every creature, every moment, carries a message, a sign, a reminder. Sometimes Allah's signs don't arrive with thunder or lightning. Sometimes they whisper through the smallest of His creations, gently reminding you, warning you, or guiding you back to Him. Today, I want to open your hearts to 6 divine reminders hidden in the presence of insects. If you ignore them, you may overlook a message meant to change your life. Ants, a reminder of discipline and provision. When you notice ants marching through your home, don't see them merely as a nuisance. Pause and reflect. What might Allah be teaching you through them? Ants are among the most remarkable creatures Allah has created. They are tiny, yet they live with structure, purpose, and unity. They work tirelessly, store provisions, and never give up, no matter how small they are. Allah even mentions ants in the Quran. There is an entire chapter named Surah An-Naml, the ant, a sign that even the smallest beings can carry profound lessons. So when ants appear in your home, ask yourself, am I wasting my time or my blessings? Am I living without order or discipline? Have I become careless in managing my wealth or responsibilities? Ants remind us to be organized, hardworking, and grateful. They gather crumbs, the smallest bits of sustenance, and turn them into survival. They teach that no effort is wasted when done with purpose. They also represent teamwork and unity. Ants never live alone. They move together, work together, and survive together. Perhaps their presence is Allah's gentle nudge to strengthen family ties, bring harmony into your home, or stop isolating yourself from others. So, my brothers and sisters, when ants enter your home, don't react with irritation. See them as teachers, reminding you to live with discipline, gratitude, order, and intention. Spiders, a warning of weak foundations. When you find a spider weaving its web in your home, don't just rush to sweep it away. Reflect on the message behind it. Allah says in the Quran, the example of those who take protectors other than Allah is like the spider who builds a house. But indeed, the weakest of houses is the house of the spider, if they only knew. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:41. Subhanallah, such powerful symbolism. The spider's web appears intricate and beautiful, yet it is fragile. With just one touch, it can be destroyed completely. Allah chose the spider to represent weakness, false reliance, and instability. So when you notice spiders in your home, ask yourself, what am I building my life upon? Is my foundation strong, or is it as fragile as a spider's web? Am I relying on wealth, people, or status instead of relying fully on Allah? Just as the web can vanish in a moment, so can worldly attachments if they're not rooted in faith. Sometimes spiders also symbolize neglect, spiritual webs forming in the corners of our hearts and homes. Maybe your salah has become irregular, your Quran sits untouched, or your home is filled with tension instead of peace, like a web that grows silently in the corner. These small issues can spread unnoticed until they weaken the very foundation of your faith and family. So the next time you see a spider, don't just see dirt in the corner, you see a spiritual mirror. Perhaps Allah is telling you, rebuild, repair, return to me, strengthen your home with Quran, prayer, and good character. That is the foundation that never collapses. Flies, a sign of impurity. When flies begin to fill your home, most people react with frustration, waving them away, trying to chase them out. But there's wisdom even in their presence. Unlike ants that symbolize order or spiders that symbolize weakness, flies represent impurity and neglect. They are drawn to filth, to unclean places, to waste, to what has been left unattended. Their appearance often signals that something in your home, or even in your life, needs cleansing, physically or spiritually. Perhaps there's disorder in your environment, or neglect in your heart. Maybe Allah is reminding you to purify your surroundings, your habits, and your soul. Flies, a call to purification. Wherever there is decay, you will find flies. And when they begin to appear in your home, it may be Allah's gentle reminder that something in your life needs cleansing. Think about it, my brothers and sisters. Flies never gather in clean places. They are drawn to filth, to what has been neglected or left to spoil. If flies are swarming around your kitchen, perhaps food is being wasted, hygiene is being overlooked, or blessings are not being valued. But beyond physical cleanliness, their presence may point to spiritual impurity. Ask yourself, what am I allowing into my home? Is my income pure and halal or mixed with haram? Are my conversations filled with gossip, backbiting, or lies? Are my screens filled with content that displeases Allah? Just as flies rush toward filth, sins attract spiritual darkness. In the Quran, Allah mentions flies as a sign of human weakness and a symbol of humility. Indeed, those you call upon besides Allah will never create even a fly, even if they gathered together for that purpose. And if the fly should snatch away from them a tiny thing, they could not recover it from it. Weak are the pursuer and pursued. Surah Al-Hajj 22:73. Subhanallah, even something so small and dirty as a fly humbles mankind. If Allah uses such a creature as an example in His book, how can we ignore the message when it appears in our home? Flies also disturb peace. Their buzzing distracts, their presence annoys, and their filth contaminates. Sometimes Allah allows these small irritations to awaken our hearts, reminding us that just as we can't rest in a room full of flies, our souls can't find peace in a home filled with impurity. Perhaps anger, jealousy, or arrogance have spread in your household, and Allah is urging you to cleanse it, both physically and spiritually. So the next time you see flies, don't only see pests, see a mirror. Ask yourself, what impurity is attracting them into my life? Is it physical dirt or spiritual dirt? Flies are Allah's way of telling you, cleanse your space, cleanse your actions, cleanse your heart. When your home is pure, angels enter. When impurity grows, flies enter. So ask yourself, who do I wish to invite? The angels of mercy or the insects of impurity? 4. Cockroaches. A call to face hidden fears. My dear brothers and sisters, of all the creatures people fear, cockroaches are among the most disliked. They hide in dark corners beneath cupboards and behind furniture, unseen by day, but active at night. When one suddenly crawls across the floor, it startles you. But that discomfort carries meaning. Cockroaches symbolize what is hidden, the things we try to ignore, bury, or avoid. When Allah allows them to appear in your home, take it as a sign. It may be time to confront your hidden fears, unspoken sins, or unresolved issues. Cockroaches thrive in darkness. Spiritually, sins behave the same way. They grow stronger in the dark. When we commit sins in secret, hiding them from people but forgetting that Allah sees all, those sins multiply in silence, just as cockroaches scatter when light shines upon them. Hidden sins vanish when the light of truth, repentance, and remembrance of Allah enters your life. Perhaps there is dishonesty in your dealings, a habit you conceal, or a grudge you refuse to let go of. Maybe there is something buried in your heart that needs light. Cockroaches also represent fear. They are small, yet their presence can make a grown person scream. A reminder that often the fears we hide control us more than they should. We fear poverty, rejection, failure, or people's opinions, sometimes more than we fear Allah. Just as one cockroach makes you restless in your home, these hidden fears make your soul restless in life. And yet there's another lesson: resilience. Cockroaches are known to survive the harshest conditions. Their endurance is unmatched. While their presence is unpleasant, their resilience reminds us that we too must endure, but through faith, not through darkness. Resilience without Iman becomes stubbornness in sin. Resilience with Iman becomes strength in trials. So when you see a cockroach, don't just react with disgust, reflect. Ask yourself, what am I hiding? What fears are controlling me? What sins are buried in the dark corners of my heart? Perhaps Allah is saying, clean your inner self as you clean your home. Shine the light of Quran, Salah, and Dhikr into your heart, and you will watch the darkness scatter, leaving peace and purity behind. Moths, a warning against self-destruction. Moths appear delicate, almost beautiful. Yet they carry one of the deepest lessons of all. Have you ever seen how a moth behaves? It's irresistibly drawn to light. No matter how hot, no matter how dangerous, it keeps chasing that glow, again and again, until it burns itself. The moth's behavior is a reflection of human desire, of how easily we can be drawn to what destroys us. We chase what glitters, wealth, fame, beauty, or worldly pleasure. We think it will bring us light, but often it only brings us closer to our own destruction. The moth teaches us that not everything that shines is guidance. Sometimes it's the very flame that consumes you. When moths appear in your home, reflect deeply. What light am I chasing in my life? Am I running after desires that burn my deen, my peace, my family, or my relationship with Allah? Allah may be reminding you to redirect your attraction from the false lights of dunya to the true light of Iman, Quran, obedience, because the only light worth chasing is the light that leads to Allah. Moths, a warning against blind desire. My dear brothers and sisters, when moths appear in your home, don't see them merely as harmless insects fluttering around your lamp. See them as a mirror of your own desires. In life, every one of us is drawn to something. Some pursuits bring us closer to Allah, while others pull us toward harm. Just as the moth cannot resist the flame, we too sometimes chase desires that lead us toward destruction. A forbidden relationship might seem sweet, but it ends in heartbreak and sin. Haram wealth may appear to promise success, but it brings regret and loss. Fame, power, and pleasure may shine brightly, but if they are not guided by Allah, they will burn us in this world and in the hereafter. So when moths flutter into your home, ask yourself, what flame am I chasing? Am I running after something that will destroy me? The Prophet Muhammad gave a powerful parable about this. My example and your example is like that of a man who lit a fire, and the moths and insects began to fall into it. He tries to stop them, but they overpower him and fall in. That is my example and yours. I am holding on to your garments, trying to save you from the fire, but you are slipping away from my hands. Bukhari and Muslim. Subhanallah, what a profound image. The Messenger of Allah compared us to moths flying into the flame of our own desires, while he tries to pull us back from the fire of Jahannam. The moth also represents blindness. It flies toward light not because it understands it, but because it follows instinct without reflection. How many people today do the same? They follow trends without asking if they are right or wrong. They chase wealth without asking if it is halal or haram. They imitate others blindly, forgetting their own dignity and values. Just as the moth does not see the fire until it burns, the one who follows blindly does not see the destruction until it's too late. So when Allah sends moths into your home, pause and reflect. Am I chasing what benefits me or what burns me? Am I living with purpose or following whatever shines before me? Am I resisting the Prophet's call while he tries to save me from the fire? Notice also that moths come at night, when everything else is dark. They seek light when surrounded by darkness. That too is a symbol. When your life feels dark, when you are lonely, struggling, or spiritually weak, you may be tempted to chase whatever spark appears, even if it harms you. The moth reminds you, not every light is guidance. Some lights will burn you. The only light worth chasing is the light of Allah, the Quran, and the Sunnah of His Messenger. So the next time you see a moth, don't just brush it away. Ask yourself, am I running after beauty that will destroy me? Am I letting my desires blind me from truth? Perhaps Allah is whispering to your heart, stop chasing what burns you and turn toward what saves you. 6. Mosquitoes, a reminder of patience and small trials now. My brothers and sisters, let us reflect on one of the smallest yet most remarkable creatures, the mosquito. Tiny, weak, and easily killed with a slap of the hand. Yet its bite can disturb your entire night, can test your patience, your calm, even your sleep. There is great wisdom in that. Allah Himself mentions the mosquito in the Quran. Indeed, Allah is not timid to present an example, that of a mosquito, or what is smaller than it. As for those who believe, they know it is the truth from their Lord. But those who disbelieve say, "What does Allah intend by this example? He misleads many thereby and guides many thereby, and he misleads not except the defiantly disobedient." Surah Al-Baqarah 266. Subhanallah. Even the mosquito is a sign of guidance for those who reflect. That means when mosquitoes come into your home, you're not just facing an insect. You're facing a lesson, a reminder, and a test. Mosquitoes are tiny, yet they disturb our peace. Their buzzing can keep you awake, their bite can make you restless. And isn't that how life works? It's not always the great calamities that test us most. Often, it's the small irritations, the minor setbacks, the daily frustrations, that truly reveal our patience and our faith. Perhaps Allah allows these little disturbances to show us our weaknesses. If we cannot handle small discomforts with patience, how will we face the greater trials of life? How many times do we lose our temper over the smallest things? A stranger cuts us off in traffic and we remain angry all day. A child spills milk and we shout in frustration. A plan is delayed, and we lose hope immediately. The mosquito reminds us that true patience begins with the small tests, the ones that sting just enough to reveal the state of our hearts. So when mosquitoes visit your home, ask yourself, am I reacting with anger or with patience? Am I letting small things disturb my peace? Or am I using every irritation as a moment to remember Allah and grow in sabr? Perhaps Allah is teaching you. If you can endure the small bites with patience, you can withstand the great trials with strength. Mosquitoes, a reminder of patience, humility, and small trials, my dear brothers and sisters. Sometimes it's not the great storms that shake our peace. It's the smallest irritations, a bad signal, a spilled drink, a small delay, even the Wi-Fi disconnecting for a few minutes can make us feel as if our world has collapsed. These are the mosquito moments of life, the tiny tests Allah sends to see whether we will remain calm or lose control. The mosquito, with its buzzing and biting, is a symbol of these small but meaningful trials. And perhaps when it enters your home, Allah is reminding you, do not fail the test of patience in the little things. Greater tests may be waiting. Now reflect on this, my brothers and sisters. Some of the most powerful people in history, kings, emperors, and warriors, were brought to their knees by the bite of a mosquito. Subhanallah, a creature that weighs almost nothing can humble the mightiest of men. This teaches us a profound truth. No matter how powerful, wealthy, or strong we believe we are, we remain vulnerable to the smallest of Allah's creations. So when mosquitoes disturb your peace, take it as a reminder to stay humble. Do not let arrogance find a home in your heart. For if Allah wills, even the tiniest insect can shake your comfort and health. Now consider the persistence of the mosquito. You swat it away, yet it returns. You cover yourself, and it still finds another path. It doesn't give up on its mission. This persistence carries two lessons. For the believer, it is a warning. If you do not seal the cracks of weakness in your faith, the mosquitoes of sin will keep finding their way back into your life. Unless you close those spiritual openings through repentance and remembrance, temptation will keep returning, just as the mosquito keeps circling. But it is also a reminder, if such a tiny creature can be so determined in fulfilling its purpose, then what about you, the one whom Allah created in the best form? Shouldn't you be even more persistent in pursuing goodness, patience, and success for the sake of Allah? The mosquito also represents the balance between small and great trials. We often imagine patience as something reserved for major hardships, the loss of wealth, health, or loved ones. But Allah tests us through the small things too, because patience is not only proven in great disasters, it is cultivated in everyday moments. True sabar is shown in how you deal with your spouse, your children, your neighbors, your co-workers, and yes, even with the mosquito that refuses to leave your room at night. If you can master patience with the smallest irritations, you are building the strength to endure the biggest storms. Now reflect on another layer of meaning. The mosquito takes blood. It survives by drawing from others. Spiritually, this can represent the people in your life who drain your energy, your peace, and your focus without giving anything back. They leave you tired and restless, just like the mosquito's bite leaves an itch. Perhaps Allah is showing you that it's time to set boundaries, to protect your heart and your faith. Just as you guard your body from mosquito bites, protect your soul with the shield of Quran, Salah, and Dhikr. And what about that constant buzzing sound? So small, yet so distracting. Sometimes Allah allows such tiny disturbances to test our self-control. Will we let one mosquito steal our peace? Or will we rise above it with calmness and gratitude? This is the deeper message. Do not surrender your peace so easily. Not to a mosquito, nor to a person, nor to a moment of anger. Guard your tranquility, for that is where your iman resides. Finally, notice that mosquitoes often come at night, the time when a believer should be closest to Allah, when the world is quiet, when people sleep. Allah invites His servants to rise in prayer and remembrance. Perhaps that restless buzzing in the night is not merely a nuisance. Perhaps it's a hidden wake-up call. A whisper from your Lord saying, "Rise, O servant of Allah, turn to me in tahajjud, and seek peace in my remembrance." So, my beloved brothers and sisters, when mosquitoes visit your home, don't see them only as annoying insects. See them as teachers. They teach humility, that the smallest creation can humble the greatest of humans. They teach patience, that small irritations test our character. They teach awareness, that we must protect ourselves from those who drain our energy and faith. And above all, they remind us that Allah uses even the tiniest of His creations to guide those who reflect. The next time you hear that buzz in your ear, or feel that sting on your skin, don't just reach to slap it away. Reach for reflection. Ask yourself, what lesson is Allah showing me through this small creature? Because if you can master patience with the mosquito, you are well on your way to mastering patience with life. And patience, sabar, as Allah promises, brings His love, His mercy, and His eternal reward. Bees, a reminder of blessing and balance. My beloved brothers and sisters, among all the insects Allah has created, none carries as much honor, blessing, and symbolism as the bee. Unlike flies or cockroaches that disturb us, bees are celebrated in the Quran, with an entire chapter named after them. Surah An-Nahl. The bee, 7 bees, are a reminder of blessing, healing, and balance. My beloved brothers and sisters, among all the insects that Allah has created, few are as honored, beneficial, and deeply symbolic as the bee. Unlike the fly or the mosquito, the bee is mentioned in the Quran with an entire surah named after it. Surah An-Nahl, the bee. Allah does not mention the bee casually. He describes its purpose, discipline, and the healing that flows from its work. And your Lord inspired the bee. Take for yourself among the mountains, houses, and among the trees, and in that which they construct. Then eat from all the fruits and follow the ways of your Lord made easy for you. From their bellies emerges a drink, varying in colors, in which there is healing for people. Indeed, in that is a sign for a people who give thought. Surah An-Nahl 16, 68, 69. Subhanallah. The bee is not merely another insect. It is a sign of healing, a symbol of guidance, and a mirror of divine balance. So when a bee enters your home or crosses your path, do not rush to swat it away. Pause and reflect. It may be carrying a message from Allah, healing. For body, heart, and soul, the bee produces honey, a cure, a nourishment, and a sweetness gifted by Allah. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Make use of the 2 cures, honey and the Quran." Ibn Majah. So when bees appear around you, it may be Allah reminding you that healing is needed, not only for the body, but also for the heart and soul. Are your relationships broken? Is your heart heavy with grudges? Do you carry wounds of sin, loss, or disappointment? The bee whispers, seek healing through forgiveness, through kindness, through the Quran, and through halal means. Discipline and harmony. The bee also teaches order and discipline. Within the hive, every bee has a role. Gatherers, guards, nurturers, and the queen who leads them. There is no chaos in a bee colony. Every movement has purpose, and every member fulfills their duty with harmony. So when bees come near your home, reflect. Is there order in my household? Is there balance among my family members? Is everyone fulfilling their responsibilities? Or has disorder taken root? Perhaps Allah is reminding you to bring structure, cooperation, and harmony back into your family life. productivity, and persistence. Bees are tireless workers. They travel from flower to flower, gathering nectar, tiny drop by tiny drop, until they produce honey, one of the most valuable substances on Earth. Thousands of flights, countless hours, yet such a small amount of honey emerges, and yet that small amount is priceless. This teaches us that great value often comes from small, consistent, sincere effort. Success, both worldly and spiritual, is built not through sudden bursts of energy, but through steady, humble persistence. When you see a bee, ask yourself, am I working diligently toward my goals or waiting for results without effort? Am I contributing something meaningful to others, or am I only taking? Allah may be telling you, be like the bee. Work quietly, sincerely, and let your product be sweet. Protection and vigilance bees are gentle yet protective. They will not harm unless provoked, but when their hive is threatened, they defend it fiercely, even at the cost of their lives. This is a lesson for the believer. Protect your home, your family, and your faith from the poisons of the world, from haram influences, toxic company, harmful media, and spiritual neglect. When bees appear near your home, it may be a divine reminder. Guard your hive, your home, your deen, and your heart. Balance and moderation. The bee takes from flowers, but it never destroys them. It benefits without harming. It extracts nectar gently, leaving the flower alive to bloom again. This is the way a believer should live, benefiting from the dunya without corrupting it. Earn, but not through haram. Enjoy, but without excess. Love, but without harming others. The bee shows us that true prosperity lies in balance, taking only what we need and leaving behind blessings for others, sweetness of speech and deeds. Allah could have made the bee produce anything, bitter, sour, or bland, but He chose for it to create sweetness, healing, and light. Ask yourself, well, what do I produce in my life? When people interact with me, do they taste sweetness through my words, kindness, and patience? Or do they taste bitterness through harsh speech, gossip, or anger? Just as the bee is remembered for its honey, you will be remembered for the taste you leave in people's hearts. So when bees visit your home, it may be Allah asking you, are you spreading healing or harm, sweetness or bitterness? Your presence and your impact, even the sound of the bee, carries a message. For some, its buzzing is unsettling. For others, it is peaceful and rhythmic. This reminds us that our presence, like the bee's hum, affects those around us. Does your presence bring calm and positivity, or tension and fear? Bees remind us to live so that our energy, words, and reputation bring comfort and goodness wherever we go. A tiny creature with a mighty purpose. And finally, consider how bees pollinate. Without them, countless fruits, flowers, and crops would not grow. Entire ecosystems depend on their quiet, unseen work. Subhanallah. A creature so small sustains the balance of life itself. So when Allah sends a bee across your path, it may not be random. It may be a message from the Lord of the world saying, be a source of healing. Be disciplined and balanced. Work sincerely, protect what matters, and spread sweetness wherever you go. The bee is not merely an insect. It is a living ayah, a reminder that every small act, when done for Allah, can bring healing, harmony, and light to the world. Butterflies, a reminder of transformation and the fragility of life, my beloved brothers and sisters. Among the most graceful creations of Allah is the butterfly, delicate, colorful, and light. Unlike flies or mosquitoes that disturb, the butterfly soothes the eyes and heart with its beauty. But do not see it as mere decoration of nature. Its presence carries one of the deepest messages Allah can send, a reflection of change, beauty, and the temporary nature of life. Transformation, from struggle to beauty. Reflect on the journey of the butterfly. Does not begin with wings and color. It begins as a tiny egg, then becomes a crawling caterpillar, and later hides inside a dark cocoon. Only after patience, stillness, and struggle does it emerge, a creature of light and grace. Subhanallah. Is this not a reflection of our own lives? We begin weak and helpless. We crawl through the difficulties of this world. We go through our own cocoons, periods of darkness, pain, loneliness, and tests. But when we remain patient and trust Allah's plan, He transforms us. He makes us stronger, wiser, and more beautiful in character. When a butterfly visits your home, it may be Allah reminding you, do not fear your stage of change. Your cocoon is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. You may feel trapped now, confined in hardship or uncertainty, but remember the promise of Allah, for indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar. 5:6. Just as the caterpillar does not stay locked away forever, you too will emerge, if you are patient with Allah's decree. The fragility of life. Look closely at the butterfly's wings. Colorful, radiant, yet so fragile. A single touch can damage them. A small gust of wind can carry them away. Their lifespan is short, sometimes only a few days, and so it is with us. We walk this earth delicate, temporary, and easily broken, yet we behave as if we will live forever. When a butterfly enters your home, it may be Allah's gentle whisper. Life is short. Death is near. Do not waste your time. Beautify your soul the way the butterfly beautifies the world, because soon, like it, you will return to your Creator, freedom. Breaking the cocoon. When the butterfly emerges, it spreads its wings and flies free at last. This is a reminder that every believer's journey includes a moment of release. Ask yourself, what is holding me back from flying toward Allah? Is it sin, laziness, fear of people's opinions, attachment to dunya? Allah may be showing you through the butterfly. Break your cocoon. Free yourself from what binds you. Live with faith and purpose. The Prophet Muhammad said, the world is a prison for the believer and a paradise for the disbeliever. Sahih Muslim. The butterfly reminds you, do not make this prison your home. Your true wings of freedom are waiting in Jannah, where you will never fall and your beauty will never fade. Uniqueness, the colors of the soul. Look at their colors, yellows, blues, reds, and greens. No two butterflies are alike. Each carries its own pattern, its own design, its own identity. This is how Allah created you. Unique in your journey, your talents, and your soul. When a butterfly visits you, it may be Allah reminding you. Stop comparing yourself to others. You have your own destiny, your own beauty, your own test. Do not envy. Do not imitate blindly. Shine in the colors Allah painted you with sincerity, gratitude, and contentment. Detachment, living lightly. Butterflies land gently. They do not hoard, they do not harm. They take what they need and move on, leaving beauty wherever they go. How different is that from us, who cling to possessions, wealth, and worldly pleasures as if we will never leave. The butterfly teaches zuhd, detachment. It whispers, be gentle. Take what you need and remember that your stay here is short. Allah reminds us, know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion and adornment and boasting among you and competition in increase of wealth and children. Like the example of rain whose growth pleases the farmer, but then it dries and you see it turning yellow. Then it becomes scattered debris. Surah Al-Hadid. 2020, the butterfly lives this truth. It moves gracefully, takes little, and leaves quietly. A symbol of the believer who walks the earth gently, remembering that this world is only a passing moment, a messenger of hope. So my dear brothers and sisters, when a butterfly visits your home, do not dismiss it as random. It may be a sign of hope, a reminder that change is possible. Beauty can rise from struggle, and every ending hides a new beginning. The butterfly's visit may be Allah's way of telling you, be patient. You are transforming. Your pain will not last forever. Soon you will emerge with wings, lighter, freer, and closer to me. The butterfly, a mirror of the soul and the fragility of life. Allah says in the Quran, know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion, and adornment, and boasting among you and competition in increase of wealth and children. Like the example of rain whose growth pleases the tillers. Then it dries and you see it turn yellow. Then it becomes scattered debris. Surah Al-Hadid 57:20. The butterfly embodies this truth, beautiful but temporary. And notice how butterflies are silent. They do not sting. They do not bite. They do not buzz. Their presence brings peace, not disturbance. This too is a lesson for us. Live in such a way that your presence brings calm to others. Be someone who, when you enter a room, people feel ease, not tension. When butterflies appear in your life, ask yourself, am I bringing peace or chaos? Am I like a butterfly that spreads beauty silently? Or am I like a fly that spreads impurity? The butterfly in nature, my brothers and sisters, notice where butterflies come from. Gardens, flowers, greenery. They are connected to purity, to life, to nature itself. When one enters your home, perhaps Allah is reminding you to reconnect with His creation, to step away from the noise of technology, to walk among trees, skies, and rivers, and to see His signs in every leaf and breeze. Sometimes, your heart needs that quiet reflection away from the noise of dunya. Just as the butterfly lives peacefully among the flowers, find peace in the remembrance of Allah. The butterfly and the soul, finally. Butterflies represent the soul itself. Many scholars have compared the human soul to a butterfly, delicate, yearning for freedom, trapped temporarily in the body like a caterpillar in a cocoon. When death comes, the soul is released, spreading its wings into the eternal world. So when a butterfly visits your home, it may be Allah's reminder. Prepare your soul. Beautify it with Quran, with salah, with dhikr, because one day your soul too will fly. And on that day, may it not be heavy with sins but light, colorful, and free, ready to enter Jannah. A closing reflection. So, my brothers and sisters, the next time you see a butterfly visiting your house, don't just admire its colors. Reflect on its message. Transformation, patience, fragility, freedom, uniqueness, detachment, peace, and the journey of the soul. All these lessons are carried in its wings. Allah placed wisdom in even the smallest of His creatures. The butterfly is not random. It is a reminder that you too are meant to transform, to fly, and to return beautifully to your Lord. Final reflection. Lessons from the smallest of Allah's creation. My beloved brothers and sisters, we have reflected on the ants, the spiders, the flies, the cockroaches, the moths, the mosquitoes, the bees, and the butterflies. Each of these creatures is small in our eyes, yet mighty in the lessons they carry. Allah did not create a single insect without purpose. Every movement, every behavior, every visit to your home can be a sign. Ants remind you of discipline and provision. Spiders warn you about weak foundations. Flies reflect impurity. Cockroaches expose what is hidden in darkness. Moths warn you of chasing destruction. Mosquitoes test your patience with small trials. Bees remind you of healing, balance, and blessing. Butterflies whisper of transformation, fragility, and the shortness of life. So, the next time one of these creatures visits your home, don't dismiss it as random. Pause, reflect, ask yourself, what is Allah showing me? Because Allah says in the Quran, indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and the day, and in what Allah sends down from the sky of provision, and gives life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness, and in His directing of the winds, are signs for a people who reason. Surah Al-Jathiyah. Do you? If the heavens, the rain, and the winds are signs, then surely the smallest insects are signs too, for those who think. Do not miss the signs. The world today is full of distractions. Many chase wealth, fame, and desire, but they miss the simple reminders Allah places right before them. Do not be among those who are blind to the lessons of life. Train your heart to see wisdom in everything. When Allah sends ants, learn discipline. When He sends spiders, fix your foundation. When He sends flies, purify your home and soul. When He sends cockroaches, face your hidden sins. When He sends moths, stop chasing what destroys you. When He sends mosquitoes, practice patience. When He sends bees, spread sweetness. And when He sends butterflies, prepare for transformation. And remember the shortness of life. A final dua, remember. My brothers and sisters, nothing is too small for Allah to use as a sign. The mosquito was mentioned in the Quran. The ant was mentioned in the Quran. The bee was mentioned in the Quran. Why? Because Allah wants you to reflect on what you overlook. These insects may be tiny, but their messages are greater than gold. So the next time you see them, don't only reach for a slipper or spray. Reach for reflection. Ask yourself, what lesson is Allah placing before me? Because those who see signs in the smallest of things will never miss the greatest signs on the day of judgment. May Allah open our eyes, soften our hearts, and make us among those who learn from every reminder. Eman.